settle in. This isn't gonna make a lot of sense. Maybe, probably not. Maybe it will. Who's to say? Oh my gosh, my girlfriend told me that I need to stop being self-deprecating, and I think she's really right. And I'm really working on that. Hi, I'm Janae, and this is Junivie Studio. I wrote this earlier today, and I wanted to share it with you. Where you are is where you need to start. I'll say it again. Where you are is where you need to start. This feels frustrating to me as I'm in what feels like the messy middle. That space between not being who you were, but also not being who you feel like you're becoming. Not feeling like your next version of you is present currently. Or maybe feeling like that version of you is present, but it's not being reflected in your reality. I do wonder if I tend to feel like this on specific days because today was a low energy day. I was incredibly tired today, and so naturally, there's this feeling that these are obvious signs that the life of my dreams is not here yet. Having a day where I feel very low energy, I feel very tired, it makes me fear that the life of my dreams, not only is it not upon me, it's not even possible, even though the proof of the life of my dreams is all around me. Literally everything in my life is better than it was a year and a half ago. Literally everything. Can I think of one thing that's not better? No. There's a huge piece of insecurity that people want videos to tell them what to do. Okay. I'm just a nonlinear thinker. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to apologize. This is how it is. And I don't want to formulate my thoughts and then piece it together linearly so that I can then present it, because that just, I don't know, maybe. But see, the problem with that is that it takes longer. And the point of what I'm trying to do is go quickly so that I can learn faster, because I don't know. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, my audience is not big enough at this point to feel like I'm literally just here being myself for myself. This is literally for myself. I wrote it way later in my notes, and here we are even performing it non-linearly of who's this video for? Me. Who is this video helping? Myself. I'm helping myself right now because I am learning my self-expression. I'm learning how I like to show up on this space, in this space. I'm learning how I can edit videos and show up on camera faster and more sustainably and more consistently, and have it be part of the flow state of my life without it being super draining. And I think that the more that I try and linearize my thoughts and my execution, the more draining it is, because I'm trying to like fit it into a framework that, you know, it kind of feels like a trust your audience type of thing. I think it's like a movie tip for movie writing or screenplays or something, is trust your audience. Trust that your audience can connect the dots, and I trust you to connect these dots. Anyway, there's a huge piece of insecurity that people want videos that tell them what to do. A video that solves your problem. But what problem am I solving? I feel like maybe this can help people that also feel like they are in the messy middle of figuring themselves out. People that are in between who they were and where they're going. And maybe it's about the question of, what is it about where you're going that feels like it's not here yet? For me, it feels like I want to be creative. I want to be in a flow state. I want to create and share every day. And I feel like I can't do that because of my job. I don't feel like I have the capability to be creative and share every day. And yet there was a time in my life where that's what I did. Actually, it just passed. It's already August is crazy. Okay. Well, Junivie Studio turned, did I miss the 10-year mark? I sure did. Junivie Studio turned 10. sometime in June. I missed the 10-year mark. Is a little bit crazy, and that makes me just a little bit sad, but that's okay. I think I can still post about it. It's fine. Anyway, there was a time in my life, and it was that time when I started Univ Studio. I had a full-time job, and so I made it my mission to spend the rest of my time painting and doing all of that. Plus, I had a full-time job at the time. So maybe it is the very belief that I can't do that right now that's holding me back. And then I thought, what would it look like to believe that that was possible? Probably waking up earlier, going to bed earlier, and making it more regular for me to spend the chunks of time that I have when I'm not at work doing these things that I want to do, recognizing that I do have the time and that I can make it happen. I really do feel like a part of all of these feelings is that I was feeling so tired today, and that doesn't feel in line with this whole idea. But maybe the point is that even on days like this, where I feel like my energy and output is not optimal, everything is still okay. I'm able to go to my job and go to the gym. I went to the grocery store. I wrote this. I'm recording this. And I think a huge piece here is that I'm still able to take care of myself. I think that's huge. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway for me in this moment, is that even with how I'm feeling today, everything is okay. So I'm really seeing in my writing here that there's a lot of thinking about the value that I'm bringing, because I feel like through my self-expression, I want to help. Through my authenticity and what I'm sharing, I want to add value to people's lives. But then it's tough because I feel like I don't want to give blanket advice, because advice is so nuanced that it doesn't feel good to me to just give blanket advice, knowing that it might not work for most. You know, like it's advice is so nuanced to the specific situation that you're talking about. So, and that's probably also why I feel like me sharing my story and my thoughts about my life can be helpful. I think what I want the most to share with people is to always return to your own self, because you have the answers. You are the one that hold the answers, because you're the only one that has all of the variables that are coming together in the exact way that they are for you. You are the point of focus in your life, and you're the only one at that point. This is another reason why I feel like I am really great when giving advice, because I hone in on your point of where you're at, to this point of you have to start from where you're at. And I feel like learning astrology and human design really helped me with that, process of understanding myself in a way that I hadn't before, in a way that allowed me to be who I am. To this point of being so low energy today, this is a familiar experience of having lower energy, and now knowing that I have a completely open sacral center and a completely open ego center, that makes sense. And so it allows for me to build my life around knowing that my energy is not meant to consistently output in that way. But being creative and sharing is still a huge piece of my passion and what I want to do. So I can still do that, but in a way that works for me, that is sustainable, that doesn't drain me. And figuring out how to do that is part of what I'm doing here. And then it's so interesting too. I just saw another video today that was talking about how some creators say to copy what works, other creators, and this creator said, don't do that. You need to figure out what works for you and copy that, or find a system. Everyone talks about systems and all of these different things. And I feel really drawn to this idea of one of oneness. I heard this on Out of Minds podcast. Out of Our Minds podcast. Yeah, that's it. Out of Our Minds podcast. And they were talking about this one of oneness, where we are each one of one, but also we are each one of the oneness that we all are. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was great. But it really comes down to this piece of individualization of each specific person and the specific gifts that that person offers. And I feel like that's really what I'm trying to get to the juice of here, because I know that I have gifts. I know that I have so much value, and I don't need a huge following. I don't need any of that. I just need to express myself, because I know that the people that I'm meant to work with, or the career that is meant to unfold in front of me, the things that I'm meant to do that will help people will naturally unfold as I am being myself and expressing myself. And that's what I believe. So if you like my style, you can book a call with me to go over your astrology chart. This is really great for people who don't know anything about their astrology, or maybe know just a little bit, but don't know a whole lot about what it means or how to use it. The link to book with me is in the description if you want to work with me. That would be fun, I think. That would be really fun because I love helping people, first of all, and I love astrology and human design. And I really, really love teaching people about it who know nothing about it, because that was me a year and a half, 2 years ago, not knowing anything about it. And very, very quickly being like, wow, nobody will ever convince me that this isn't the most incredible information that's out there. I've never understood myself better. I'm so different, and yet so myself. I've never been more myself, and it's incredible. Anyway, if you want to book with me, links are in the bio. Links are in the description. Maybe the bio too. Anyway, you know where to go to find the things. I trust my audience. All to say that I'm no longer trying to be something that I'm not. I accept myself for who I am and how I feel and how I do things. Except it's interesting because I'm not, because simultaneously I feel like how I feel right now, or like how I've felt today, must be indicative that I'm not aligned with the life of my dreams. And maybe I'm not. And maybe I am. And maybe balancing those two truths is where my work really is. And this is where I say, so who is this video for? It's for me. Who is this meant to help? Me. LOL. But in helping myself, I hope to help others. It is through examining and demonstrating the process that I hope to help others that are also within these processes. It's not glamorous, and sometimes it's barely even satisfying, but I think it's worth it to become yourself, to understand yourself, and become more and more of yourself. I think that's ultimately all we want. New hypothesis? I think everyone just wants to become more of themselves. Deeper, fuller, bigger, grander, more satisfying, more fulfilling. And I think that if you don't feel that way, then maybe there is a misalignment in who you even think you are or what you think you want. Because I will say, after everything, after my entire day that I've had, I feel much better right now. And I'm losing light, so I think this video is over, but I'm about to record my voiceover for the other video I'm editing right now. I have a scheduled video. Last week, I had 2 or 3 scheduled videos ready to go. That's incredible for, again, I was just looking at my older videos, and the other day when I had these scheduled videos ready to go a week out from where I was like, wow, this is new and cool. I've never done this before. So noticing little moments of progress and growth, I think, is incredible. Hopefully the non-linearity of this entire video is not too much for you. I think that's it for this one. If you've made it to the end, please don't forget to like the video. It helps a lot. If you aren't subscribed yet, you should subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this. And if you resonated with any of this, leave a comment. Let me know. Let's start a conversation, because that's why I'm here, is to build relationships and to help people. But if I don't know who's here, I don't know how to help. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.